Welcome to Keeper of Secrets Tarot. I am Gypsy Girl, here to give you another monthly reading for the water elements. This is a reading that is integrating both October, mid-October I should say, into mid-November. This is because of the eclipse. Again, I'm doing the element readings the day of the eclipse. So this is why I've decided to include the first half of November in order to help maneuver through the eclipse, simply because on the 29th there is another eclipse, and of course it's going to affect the changes that have taken place with this eclipse that we just experienced. It's going to be feeling these changes and gradually shifting again over the next 18 months. So you may want to pay attention to how things shift between now, when I say now, between the 15th and what comes by mid-November for you in regards to the water element. And I will do the individual signs with the same respect to the mid-month, because I haven't done them yet, so it's definitely going to affect or be affected. The readings will be affected with the eclipses. And it is to see and of course create that difference in the readings. What are the important messages for the water element for mid-October through mid-November 2023? Thank you, Spirit, for protecting us and keeping us safe, and protecting me and keeping me safe. What are the important messages for the water elements? We have the Nine of Pentacles with the Chariot. Having that ability to stand alone, make a change, regrets, being in a relationship, making that work that was done in the past has some relevance. And of course the Wheel of Fortune is showing itself with transformation. So it's as if to say that with independence comes a whole life change. And yes, water elements, life is definitely bringing changes with the eclipse that we've just experienced, going into the next eclipse toward the end of the month. Major life changes are being looked into by all of us individually and collectively. Let's see, what are the important messages for the water elements? Destiny brings in good news of a victory with lots of passion attached. That's interesting. Very passionate. Well, we could look forward to a passionate future, and within the next few weeks at least. Having trouble. Let's see here. Intuition, reciprocity. And that Four of Cups for healing. Healing, wanting to be creative and innovative and determined to heal. There's a determination to move on to healing. but then there is inertia with intuition. So it seems that some things haven't changed, or there is an expectation for things to change. And they will. Just follow your intuition, and the changes will happen. Okay, thank you, Spirit. So the layout has not changed. I've not made that change. I don't think I will for a little while. I am working on a new spread though, so that's something to look forward to. The first line is all about the healing. Sorry, the healing. Yeah, it could be. It's all about the viewer. If you are water element, if you are not water element and you are the viewer, then you are a cross watcher who may want to look at the second line. If you don't feel that the first line is affecting you, if you are with a significant other, then this would be the line that you pay attention to. For the third line is the outcome of the reading. Just want to see how, because I've been having a little bit of trouble setting up the angle for this layout on this setup. But it seems like they are visible. Okay. Let's see the bottom of the deck. We have the High Priestess, following intuition. And what follows that, we have again, it's that inertia, the boredom. Being, it's fair. Something seems to be fair about more of the same happening. A new path for reciprocity is, I would have to say that this card may be in the reverse, wherein there is something to look forward to rather than not having something to look forward to, with the intuition and the reciprocity. Of course, the new path, that leap of faith, to be fair, taking that leap of faith, of being fair, of having fairness come, being honest, telling the truth. But then it comes back as a rebound, whereas, okay, so I've taken the leap of faith and I'm being fair, but I'm still getting the same and I'm bored with that. But then that's the intuition. So it seems to be a naivety that's not being overcome. Not wanting to look forward to something, not wanting to see that double meaning of not wanting to see something is what I get from these two cards here. Meaning you don't want things to change, but you don't want them to stay the same either. So it's indecision, but not so much of an indecision. And with these two, it's more of a not sure what you really want. Having what you want, but not satisfied with it. Being spoiled, in other words. For a higher level of relationship needing to be healed. That is something that is not coming to satisfactory. There it is. That is what is dissatisfying. That a relationship is being healed. And that there is satisfaction, and that there will be reciprocity. There will be a marriage for some. Okay, let's take a deeper look into that. Through the first line, we have the Seven of Swords, which is our betrayal card here. Plotting and scheming. And then we have the High Arcana, which is right next to it, to say that it's not for the negative. It is plotting and scheming for higher purpose, to close off a cycle, following independence, Sorry, following abundance emotionally, taking on the higher ground and taking back what was taken. So it's an emotional battle. Again, the 4 and the 2 here. It's an emotional battle of wits, seeing the truth and clarity, and that indecision. It ends with anxiety and indecision. Dissatisfaction is the word. There is a dissatisfaction that is to be looked at here. It's very unnerving, very unsettling. This is going to be a bit difficult for some, maneuvering through the next few weeks. Let's take some cards and see what's going on with that. We have the 7 of Swords, plotting and scheming. What is that all about? It's disappointment, betrayal. It's emotional betrayal, verbal betrayal. Could be at work where you feel betrayed. It has to do with the Pentacle here. It's coming from the second line with our betrayal card. Again, we have the 10 of Swords with the King of Cups. It brings true into the fire element. You may want to take a look at that with these cards present here. Ending up with the truth, being betrayed, closing off a cycle, and making a judgment call to end a relationship. This is what it seems like, because it's a betrayal of a king. In the second line, meaning it is someone else. So it is either this outside source, this outside person is to betray you, the viewer, or to betray emotionally, taking back what was taken. Seems like it's a bit complicated right around here. Again, it is all about the details of work. This is why I say it's relating to work. Where you work, you may be struggling with where your position is and holding on to it, and you feel like there is change coming that you do not want. Then your work, you feel betrayed because of what you've done or what you will do. And that is to come, because this is coming from outside of you. The Wands. So we have enthusiasm at work. We have that working on details for betrayal. It's plotting and scheming, eh? Plotting and scheming to have a change. It's called truth. Called truth with a very romantic offer for abundance by the moon. We're going to start with the moon because it is already complicated, this strategy. Let's see. Plotting and scheming. Plotting and scheming to create a betrayal. Making disappointment your work. Putting all your effort into creating that disappointment. Very passionately. Transforming truth of a can offer. It's taking the truth about an offer, making it secret. To have that commitment in secret, wanting to make that commitment secret for selfish reasons. Again, betrayal, strategy, planning. But unfortunately, it seems to end with disappointment, because it does end in anxiety and dissatisfaction. That new path is destined to happen. It is destined to be in a stalemate, whatever the plot and scheme that is being planned out here is not going to come. It's not going to come to fruition. It's going to be stopped. Let's see what the 5 represents, because the curiosity is why this Hierophant is standing next to the 7. Again, it's a commitment. A commitment that needs to move in forward motion. It needs to go forward. There needs to be an independence. Sorry about that. I had a bit of a disturbance and then I got completely distracted. Where was I? Hierophant representing this commitment. Going off into action, taking action, committed to taking action, to be alone, or to end being alone. Karmic justice is being served here. This is destined for integrity of the king. That's why it's not going to work. The betrayal, the plotting and scheming, because the king wants to find his integrity, and he will, because he wants it. You see, it's a question of what we want, and if we don't follow that intuition, then life will come around and make sure that we understand that we need to follow that intuition. Let's see what this judgment is all about here. Again, it's taking action, making plans, working through slowly to change the direction of things and life that is going to stop the abundance from coming in and make a change. But you see, that's where the devil comes in and stops that change because of the judgment call of the king. The king will make his mind up and decide not to go through with it or stop the process because you, the viewer, want to change the life of this king who does not want you to change his life, apparently. That's what it is playing out to be here. What is the abundance? The Empress, what does she represent? Again, it's ending of a cycle. It's a reputation. It is protecting a reputation. It is instinctively following the abundance that's coming in, that's to be healed or to bring in healing with abundance. So whatever is coming is going to be a healing process. For what is being held back is going to be brought down. Again, it's secrets. Secrets are being destroyed because of work that was done in the past. It is the courage to heal. Again, this Empress, she's very powerful, but the intuition, again, it is to follow the intuition, and that seems to be what is being avoided. You see, it is the base here. Again, it is for the king to have his integrity, to heal the secrecy, destroy the secrecy, actually, to heal the reputation and destroy the secrecy. It is a question of higher arcana coming in. See, Spirit is deciding which way this will go, and that there is going to be a healing because it is destined to be so. I would suggest to water elements that this is a reading that would help you decide how you want to see your future. Because if you don't want to follow the intuition, it's going to create blockages, and it's going to, the blockages are going to be extended because you are refusing to follow your intuition. And I say you, the water element, because it's all happening at the very top here. And what is taking place in the middle of the second line is the repercussion, wherein there is a betrayal of the truth. There is a king that is holding on to secrets, that there is going to be a betrayal of the secrets. There is focus. There is focus on work to betray the king. There is passion in the focal point. So working passionately, wanting to betray, building up that encouragement to betray. It could be where you're gathering, or someone is gathering people against you to betray you, or it is that you are looking to betray the king, if it is that you are not the king. But somebody is looking to betray a king here, and they're doing it passionately, and they're working hard at it. They're focused on it. They're determined that it is to happen. And let's take a card on, what is this Nine of Swords? Again, it is the relationship with the Queen of Pentacles. She embodies the Empress. So this Queen is in a relationship and is guided by destiny that this Queen be in a relationship and move on to smooth waters. So somebody is worried that that is the case, that the Queen will be happy, so, and will go on to smooth waters, and will bring in balance and have new plans. You see then it turns into leaving because of being left out in the cold. And that is where the balance comes in, to be able to walk away and say, you know what, I don't want this. This is not serving me. I don't feel welcome. I'm leaving. I have new plans now. I'm going away, and I'm taking everything that I've worked on with me, and I'm going to heal. Because that's what's happening here. Spirit is saying that this is going to be a healing, and the victory is going to be in the patience and the forgiveness. The anxiety is in that there will be a healing, that a particular queen will have her king, because Spirit says that that is to be the case, and there's nothing that anybody could do to change that. You see, when something is destined, it is so. You can't change it, no matter what you do. What you do will only make it stronger. If you try to destroy a relationship that is destined to be, then you will find that everything that you are doing is to hurt the next person is going to fall back on you, where your plans will be in disarray, and you will be left out in the cold, and you will have to walk away and heal the ego, because that is what is going on here. Healing a victory, healing an ego. Very patiently. It will take a long time for that forgiveness to come, is what that says. And it will look like it'll take a little longer than November to come into fruition. Let's take some more cards on this King of Cups. Let's see what represent here. The love, closing off a cycle, going on and being self-sufficient and having that confidence and standing in abundance and putting up boundaries for the ego. You see, putting up boundaries so that that ego does not be a burden. and then letting go of what needs to be let go. That's what the king is doing. That's what is, okay, let's just finish up with the betrayal, because it's so many negative cards. Again, betraying what would be a marriage and healing. The queen, that determination, that drive to communicate passionately the truth, of being satisfied. Someone just does not want someone else to be in a relationship that is happy, because the truth is coming out no matter what we say or do. What's this Two of Swords represent? That satisfaction, holding back on satisfying a marriage, manipulating with third-party situations, holding back on satisfying a marriage, wanting to stop what is to be. This is so negative. Oh my, oh my. Why is this so negative? We need some oracle cards. Because we have the holding back. You see, this king is wanting his marriage, wanting to be satisfied, wanting to be in a relationship, working, having everything that is needed to have a celebration, but then it turns into the Three of Cups, where it, with the manipulation here, is for third parties. The goal seems to be to hold on to the third party situation, or to create a third party situation for some. For those of you who already have a third party going on, or a third party situation that you are fully aware of, that you are in or trying to make sure is secured, some of you will not succeed. I can't say for all, because it's too vast. It's just too wide a range to pinpoint. It'll have to be on a personal level where you will know if your plans are working in your favor or if they're not working in your favor. See the Five of Swords. We'll end it on the Five of Swords. It is destiny that the truth be told, and that there be a stalemate for this self. Not self, but for the love, for the Queen of Cups, who is all about love. That new perspective, the truth, is going to be looked at through forgiving eyes, through self-love, through unconditional love. And I think that is like acid for some people. Having that ability to see through forgiveness, to see why certain things are done, why hurtful people are where they are, how they got to be there. That is a true gift, and to be able to see through that suffering and be able to forgive is what some people cannot stomach, and this is where that dissatisfaction comes in. Wow. For some, this is not going to be a very good reading. If they were looking for their plotting and scheming to be successful, I would have to say, for those of us who are very aware of what they are up to in their plotting and scheming, you know who you are. If you are trying to get some kind of confirmation as to how your plans are going, well, they're not looking too prosperous. And I can't say that for everyone. Again, you have to look at the moon coming up on the 29th, and that should gauge between now and before then. I would say days before then, you will know what if your plans for destruction are going in your favor or not. You'll know. I won't be able to say, because again, it's very general, but I could see the dividing line for those of you who do not want a third party situation. You are moving away from it. And those of you who are maneuvering out of a third party situation, you will remove yourself successfully, and you will have the forgiveness if that is what you do seek from your partnership. And if it is work related, then things will change at work. It's a question of being patient and just focusing on your job and doing it to your best. And of course, if you know you need to make changes, letting go of certain attributes, certain pain, certain suffering, certain things that have been done in the past with your boss. If it is that you have an issue with your boss and you need to see your way to identifying what it is that you have a problem with your boss, and if it is that you are feeling compromised and staying with the company. These are things that you have to look into individually, and you have to do it very patiently and openly and honestly. You have to see your way to healing. And then, of course, if you need to leave, then that is the healing in itself. There is quite a bit of dissatisfaction for the water signs, and I'm looking at. I'm not sure why that is, and again, it's very vast because it's just elements I'm dealing with. So, I guess with the individual signs, we could pinpoint where the element of water has such a disappointing connect for the energy. And thank you, Spirit. What is the oracle message for this read? We need to help those water elements find their healing. Often being left out in the cold, feeling like you are left out in the cold. Milk and honey. So it's the two extremes, having everything and then losing it all, or feeling like you've lost it all. But then this is where we are now. This is where we were. Well, when I say where we were, the overall of this reading is to have that place of satisfaction and being satisfied, as we saw here. But then we have the dissatisfaction, because you see, this should be reversed to give the meaning that the new path for reciprocity is satisfying. But because I see both sides of the coin, because in this we have lies and deceit, we also have following intuition. And when I see these two next to each other, I have to see the double meaning. And again, I see the double meaning here, where the dissatisfaction with satisfaction. It says if you're not satisfied with satisfaction, it's being spoiled. Not having your own way. Mad that you can't have your own way. That's what this tells me. This reading has that overall sense of you're not going to get your way because you have intentions that are hurtful, whether it is to yourself, because this is where this comes in, and that sense of I don't feel like I belong, being left out in the cold. Let's see where that is. And before there it was the 4. So there we go. Higher power. Conscious contact with higher power, the presence of divine, seeing source energy in all things, committing to a partnership with spirit. So not committing to that partnership with spirit is what puts you in a sense of being left out, being put aside, being pushed off to the edge. A sense of loss, of identity, an identity crisis, recognizing that you don't fit in, the need to belong, uncertainty about your place. Again, the third wheel. If you are trying to squeeze yourself into a relationship, you don't belong there. Spirit is not going to let you get in. And you have to accept that. and see your way to healing that wound within yourself of not being in a relationship, or not being in the relationship that you want to be in because the person is interested in someone else, or he or she is just not interested in being in a relationship with you. That is what you need to look at. How you see yourself in the world changes the world around you. Water signs. We'll read the oracle message on that one. We were all meant to have connections with other people within our families, society, and the larger culture. No man is an island. And it is important to recognize when being a part of, rather than separate from, is essential to your well-being. The issue at hand is the need to find where you fit. Be true to your core truths and values. Perhaps you no longer identify with a group or community the way you did before and need to find a new situation. You might be feeling a deep sense of loss or confusion. Address the need for belonging and know that you will find your place with others, or like mind and spirit. It's okay to let go of pressure to fit in. Not everyone will understand you. It's time to move on. Let's see what the milk and honey. 51. There is a silver lining in that. Because in moving on, you will find your happiness. 51. You have something to look forward to, even if you feel like you don't belong. The taste of prosperity, opportunities born of authenticity, nurturing abundance, trusting that your needs will be met. You've entered a sweet time in your life. Enjoy the land of milk and honey that everyone wants to experience. It's an interlude that feels more languid than ambitious, when all your senses are awake to the unlimited possibilities in the universe. These times are precious and only come when you're in your authentic zone, wearing the world as a loose garment, not wanting, yet able to be nourished in ways both tangible and subtle. Abundance is an energy that you are a living part of. All your needs are being met. You are given the gift of nourishment in every form. With that, I thank you for showing up, for your likes, your subscribes, and your shares. Don't forget to hit the notification bell. Until our next reading, water signs or water elements, love and light.